Here is a new episode of Building Battle, my dear friends. It's Noob from Minecraft with you. Today I'm going to make a family building challenge of underwater house with my friends Pro, Hacker, and God. And while I will build it, I would like to tell you one funny story about a family of seafarers who decided to build, instead of a ship, a technological floating house underwater in order to study the underwater world. Also, don't forget to press like button on this video and subscribe to my channel. Let's build. The Smith family, comprised of parents Mark and Sarah, along with their kids, Alex and Emily, had always been fascinated by the ocean. But instead of sailing on it, they dreamed of exploring its depths. One evening, gathered around the dinner table, Mark shared an idea that would change their lives forever. "I've been thinking," Mark began, "what if we built a floating house, not for the sea, but for beneath it?" Sarah and the kids exchanged excited glances. "That sounds amazing," Emily exclaimed. And so, the decision was made. The Smiths would build a technological marvel, a floating house equipped with the latest in underwater technology. With the help of their friends, who were equally excited about the project, they began planning their underwater adventure. As they worked on the design of their floating house, the family discussed the wonders they hoped to see beneath the waves. From colorful coral reefs to mysterious underwater caves, their imaginations ran wild with possibilities. Little did they know, their journey would far exceed their wildest dreams. With their plans in place, the Smiths and their friends set to work on building their floating house. They gathered materials, designed blueprints, and enlisted the help of engineers to create their underwater abode. As they worked, the family shared jokes and laughter, making the construction process feel more like an exciting adventure than hard work. Alex and Emily, eager to be involved, helped with smaller tasks, feeling like true explorers in the making. Finally, after weeks of hard work, the floating house was ready. It was a technological marvel, equipped with large windows for observing underwater life, advanced diving equipment, and even a small submarine for deeper explorations. The family and their friends stood proudly on the deck of their floating house, ready to embark on their underwater adventure. With a cheer, they set sail beneath the waves, eager to begin their exploration of the underwater world. As they descended into the depths, the family marveled at the beauty surrounding them. They saw schools of colorful fish, swaying sea plants, and even a pod of dolphins swimming gracefully past. It was a sight that took their breath away and filled their hearts with joy. As night fell, the family gathered in the cozy living room of their floating house, sharing stories of their day's adventures and marveling at the wonders they had seen. It was a moment of pure happiness, a feeling of being truly alive and connected to the world around them. As they drifted off to sleep, the soft glow of bioluminescent creatures lighting their way, the Smiths knew that their decision to build a floating house beneath the waves was the best decision they had ever made, and they couldn't wait to see what new wonders awaited them in the days to come. The following days were a whirlwind of excitement and discovery as the Smiths and their friends explored the underwater world. They marveled at the vibrant coral reefs, swam alongside graceful sea turtles, and even had a close encounter with a curious octopus. "Look at that!" exclaimed Alex, pointing to a school of neon-colored fish darting through the water. "They look like they're glowing." "They're called bioluminescent fish," explained Mark. "They produce their own light. Isn't nature amazing?" Emily, always eager for adventure, swam ahead, her eyes wide with wonder. "Come on, guys, let's see what else we can find." As they ventured deeper, they came across a hidden underwater cave. "I wonder what's inside," mused Sarah, peering into the darkness. "Only one way to find out," joked Mark, flashing a grin. The family and their friends swam into the cave, their excitement growing with each passing moment. Suddenly, they emerged into a stunning underwater grotto, filled with shimmering pearls. "Wow," gasped Emily, reaching out to touch one of the pearls. "They're so beautiful. They're like treasures from another world," remarked one of their friends, his eyes wide with amazement. As they continued their exploration, they encountered a pod of whales. The majestic creatures swam gracefully past, their haunting songs filling the water around them. "They're singing," exclaimed Alex, his voice filled with awe. "I wonder what they're saying," pondered Emily, listening intently. "They're probably just telling jokes to pass the time," joked Mark, earning a laugh from the group. But it wasn't all fun and games. The family also encountered underwater dangers, from treacherous currents to unexpected predators. One day, a group of sharks appeared, their sharp teeth glinting in the sunlight. The family quickly activated their underwater defense system, sending the sharks swimming away in search of easier prey. "That was too close for comfort," said Sarah, her heart still racing. "But we handled it like pros," exclaimed Alex, pumping his fist in the air. Through it all, the Smiths and their friends grew closer, forging bonds that would last a lifetime. They shared stories and jokes, supported each other through challenges, and celebrated each new discovery together. As they floated in the quiet darkness of the underwater world, the family felt a deep sense of peace and wonder. They knew that they were experiencing something truly special, something that few others would ever have the chance to see. And so, their adventure beneath the waves continued, each day bringing new wonders and new experiences. The Smiths were living their dream, exploring the depths of the ocean and discovering the beauty and mystery of the underwater world. As the days passed, the Smiths and their friends continued to explore the depths of the ocean, uncovering new wonders and mysteries with each dive. They discovered ancient shipwrecks, their time-worn hulls telling stories of long-forgotten voyages. They swam through underwater caves, their walls adorned with strange and beautiful formations. One day, while exploring a deep underwater trench, they came across a strange, glowing creature unlike anything they had ever seen before. It was a deep-sea anglerfish, its bioluminescent lure bobbing gently in the water. "What is that?" whispered Emily, her eyes wide with wonder. "It's called an anglerfish," explained Mark. "They use the glowing lure to attract prey. It's both fascinating and a little bit spooky," remarked Sarah, keeping a safe distance from the creature. As they continued their exploration, they encountered a school of jellyfish, their translucent bodies pulsing with a mesmerizing glow. "They're so beautiful," said Alex, reaching out to touch one of the jellyfish. "But I've heard their sting can be quite painful. We'll have to be careful," cautioned Mark. "Even the most beautiful creatures can be dangerous." Despite the occasional danger, the family's sense of wonder never wavered. Each new discovery filled them with awe and excitement, strengthening their bond and fueling their desire to explore further. One day, while exploring a coral reef, they came across a hidden underwater cave. Inside, they found a treasure trove of ancient artifacts, including gold coins, jewelry, and even a beautifully preserved ancient scroll. "This is incredible," exclaimed one of their friends, carefully examining the artifacts. "We could be the first people to see these in centuries." As they continued to explore, the family and their friends made a vow to protect and preserve the underwater world they had come to love. They knew that their adventures were just beginning and that there were still countless mysteries waiting to be uncovered beneath the waves. As the Smiths and their friends delved deeper into the underwater world, they encountered new challenges and dangers that tested their courage and resolve. One day, while exploring a coral reef, they encountered a group of territorial sea creatures who were not pleased with their presence. "We need to be careful," warned Mark, as the creatures began to circle around them, showing signs of aggression. With quick thinking and a bit of luck, they managed to navigate their way out of the situation unscathed. But it served as a reminder that the ocean was not always a friendly place. Another time, while exploring a deep underwater cave, they encountered a sudden underwater current that threatened to pull them away. With teamwork and determination, they were able to hold on to each other and swim to safety, but the experience left them shaken. Despite the dangers, the family remained undeterred, their love for the underwater world stronger than ever. They knew that every challenge they faced brought them closer together and made their bond even stronger. As they continued their exploration, they came across a sunken pirate ship, its hull covered in seaweed and barnacles. Excited by the discovery, they decided to investigate further, hoping to uncover the secrets hidden within its depths. Inside the ship, they found a treasure chest filled with gold coins and jewels, a testament to the ship's storied past.
I'm happy to see you again, my friends. It is me, Pro from Minecraft. I'm happy to see you again. My friend Noob made very cool underwater house, but I will try to build it even more interesting. And while I do this, I will continue to tell you an exciting story about the family of seafarers. Also press like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. Let's start building. But their excitement was short-lived as they heard a loud creaking sound, signaling that the ship was beginning to collapse. "We need to get out of here," shouted Sarah, grabbing the treasure chest and making a run for it. With adrenaline pumping, they swam as fast as they could, narrowly escaping the collapsing ship and making it back to their floating house safely. As they caught their breath, the family and their friends realized that their underwater adventures were not just about exploration and discovery, but also about overcoming challenges and facing their fears head-on. And with each challenge they overcame, their bond grew stronger, ensuring that they would face whatever the ocean threw at them together. Through all their adventures and challenges, the Smiths and their friends grew closer, forging bonds that would last a lifetime. They shared laughter and tears, triumphs and failures, creating memories that would forever be etched in their hearts. One evening, as they gathered around a campfire on the deck of their floating house, Sarah spoke up. "I just wanted to say how grateful I am for all of you. This journey has been incredible, and I couldn't have asked for better companions." "We feel the same way," replied one of their friends, raising a toast to friendship, adventure, and the bonds we forged beneath the waves. As they sat under the starlit sky, they shared stories and jokes, enjoying each other's company in the peacefulness of the underwater world. They talked about their favorite moments from their journey, from the thrilling encounters with sea creatures to the quiet moments of reflection. "I'll never forget the time we found that hidden grotto filled with pearls," reminisced Emily, a smile playing on her lips. "It was like something out of a fairy tale." "And what about the time we narrowly escaped that collapsing ship?" added Alex, a hint of excitement in his voice. "I don't think I've ever swam so fast in my life." As the night wore on, they talked about their dreams and aspiration, sharing their hopes for the future. They knew that their adventure beneath the waves was coming to an end, but they also knew that the bonds they had formed would endure long after they returned to the surface. The next morning, as they prepared to journey back to the surface, they did so with a mixture of sadness and gratitude. Sadness for the end of their underwater adventure, but gratitude for the experiences they had shared and the bonds they had formed. As they sailed back to the surface, the family and their friends knew that their journey beneath the waves had changed them forever. They had discovered a world of wonder and beauty, but more importantly, they had discovered the true power of friendship and the strength that comes from facing challenges together. And as they looked towards the horizon, they knew that their adventure was far from over. The ocean was vast and full of mysteries, and they couldn't wait to dive back in and continue their exploration of the underwater world. As the Smiths and their friends returned to the surface, they were filled with a sense of accomplishment and a renewed sense of wonder. Their adventure beneath the waves had been an unforgettable experience, but they knew that there were still many more wonders to discover. "We've only scratched the surface of what the ocean has to offer," remarked Mark. As they sailed back to shore, there are still so many mysteries waiting to be uncovered. And so, they decided to embark on a new adventure, this time exploring the surface of the ocean and the islands that dotted its vast expanse. They set sail on their floating house, eager to see what new discoveries awaited them. Their first stop was a remote island, untouched by civilization. As they explored the island, they encountered exotic wildlife and lush forests, marveling at the beauty of nature in its purest form. "This place is like something out of a dream," remarked Sarah, as they watched the sunset over the ocean. As they continued their journey, they encountered a group of indigenous people who had made the island their home. The people welcomed them with open arms, sharing their culture and traditions with the curious explorers. "We may come from different worlds, but we're all connected by the ocean," remarked one of the indigenous people as they sat around a fire, sharing stories and laughter. The Smiths and their friends learned valuable lessons from the indigenous people, gaining a deeper appreciation for the ocean and the life it sustains. As their journey continued, they encountered new challenges and dangers, from treacherous storms to encounters with wild animals. But through it all, they faced these challenges together, their bond stronger than ever. As they sailed back home, their hearts full of memories and their minds filled with dreams of future adventures, the Smiths knew that their journey was far from over. The ocean was calling to them, and they couldn't wait to answer its call, ready to explore its depths and discover its secrets once more. As the Smiths and their friends sailed back to their home, their hearts were full of memories from their incredible journey. They had explored the depths of the ocean, discovered hidden treasures, and forged bonds that would last a lifetime. But as their adventure came to an end, they knew that the greatest treasure of all was the love and friendship they had found along the way. Back at their floating house, they gathered one last time to reflect on their journey. They laughed as they recalled their misadventures and marveled at the beauty of the underwater world. But there was also a sense of sadness, knowing that their adventure was coming to an end. "I can't believe it's over," said Emily, tears welling up in her eyes. "I'm going to miss this place." "We all will," replied Mark, putting an arm around her. "But we'll always carry the memories of our journey with us, wherever we go." As they prepared to leave their floating house behind and return to their normal lives, They knew that they had been forever changed by their adventure. They had learned to appreciate the beauty of the world around them, to cherish the moments spent with loved ones, and to never stop exploring and seeking out new adventures. And so, with a mixture of sadness and gratitude, the Smiths and their friends bid farewell to their floating house and set sail for home. As they sailed away, the sun setting behind them, they knew that their adventure was just the beginning. The ocean was vast and full of wonders, and they couldn't wait to embark on their next adventure, wherever it may take them. As the Smiths and their friends sailed back to the surface, they were greeted by familiar sights and sounds. The sun shone brightly overhead, and seagulls circled overhead, their cries echoing in the air. "It feels strange to be back," remarked Sarah, gazing out at the horizon. "I already miss the peace and quiet of the underwater world." "I know what you mean," replied Mark, placing a comforting hand on her shoulder. "But we'll always carry a piece of that world with us in our hearts." As they sailed back to shore, they were greeted by family and friends who had been eagerly awaiting their return. There were tears of joy and laughter as they recounted their adventures beneath the waves, sharing stories of their encounters with sea creatures and the beauty of the underwater world. But amid the celebrations, there was also a sense of sadness. The journey beneath the waves had been life-changing, and returning to the surface meant leaving that world behind. "We'll always have the memories," said Emily, as they bid farewell to their friends and prepared to return to their normal lives. "And who knows, maybe one day we'll return to the ocean and continue our adventure." As they sailed away, the Smiths and their friends knew that their journey was far from over. The ocean was vast and full of mysteries, and they were eager to explore it further. But for now, they were content to return home, their hearts full of memories and their minds filled with dreams of future adventures. Back on land, the Smiths settled back into their normal lives, but the call of the ocean was never far from their minds. They spent their days reminiscing about their underwater adventures, sharing stories and laughter with family and friends. But as time passed, they began to feel restless. They longed for the excitement and wonder of the underwater world, and they knew that they couldn't ignore the call of the ocean for long. And so, they made a bold decision. They would sell their home on land and return to the ocean.
Hello friends, it's me, Hacker from Minecraft. My friend Pro have made some very interesting underwater house build, but we should show them how professional hackers build it. And while I'm building, I'll continue to tell you the breathtaking story. Don't forget to press like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. Let's go. They would build a new floating house, even more advanced and luxurious than the last, and continue their exploration of the underwater world. Their decision was met with mixed reactions from family and friends, but the Smiths knew in their hearts that it was the right choice for them. They were adventurers at heart, and the ocean was calling to them once again. And so, with a sense of excitement and anticipation, the Smiths set out on their next great adventure, ready to dive back into the depths of the ocean and discover what new wonders awaited them beneath the waves. The Smiths wasted no time in getting started on their new floating house. They enlisted the help of their friends and family, and together, they worked tirelessly to bring their vision to life. The new floating house was a technological marvel, equipped with the latest in underwater exploration technology. It had spacious living quarters, a state-of-the-art kitchen, and even a small garden for growing fresh produce. As they worked, the Smiths couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement and anticipation. They knew that their new home would be even more amazing than the last, and they couldn't wait to begin their new adventure. "It's like a dream come true," remarked Emily as they put the finishing touches on their new floating house. "I can't believe we're actually going to live here." "I know," replied Mark, his eyes shining with excitement, "but I also know that this is where we're meant to be. The ocean is calling to us, and we're answering that call." Finally, The day arrived for the Smiths to return to the ocean. They said goodbye to their friends and family on land, promising to keep in touch and share their adventures. As they sailed back to the underwater world, the Smiths felt a sense of peace and contentment. They knew that they were embarking on a new chapter in their lives, and they were ready for whatever challenges and adventures lay ahead. As they descended beneath the waves once more, the Smiths knew that they were home. The ocean welcomed them with open arms, and they knew that they had made the right choice in returning. "We're home," whispered Sarah, her eyes shining with tears of joy, "and I wouldn't have it any other way." Together, the Smiths and their friends continued their exploration of the underwater world, discovering new wonders and mysteries with each passing day. They knew that their adventure was far from over, but they also knew that they were exactly where they were meant to be. Life beneath the waves was everything the Smiths had hoped for and more. Their new floating house provided them with a comfortable and secure base from which to explore the underwater world, and they wasted no time in setting out on new adventures. They encountered exotic sea creatures, from graceful manta rays to playful dolphins, and explored underwater caves filled with shimmering crystals. They discovered hidden coral reefs teeming with life and even stumbled upon a lost city, its ancient ruins a testament to a civilization long gone. But it wasn't just the wonders of the underwater world that captivated them. It was also the sense of freedom and tranquility that came with living beneath the waves. They were free from the stresses and pressures of life on land, and they felt more alive and connected to the world around them than ever before. Of course, life beneath the waves was not without its challenges. The Smiths encountered fierce underwater storms that threatened to tear their floating house apart, and they had to navigate treacherous underwater currents that could sweep them away in an instant. But through it all, they faced these challenges head-on, relying on their ingenuity and resourcefulness to overcome them. They learned to respect the power of the ocean and to work with it rather than against it. And in doing so, they grew stronger and more resilient. As they continued their exploration of the underwater world, the Smiths became increasingly aware of the fragility of the ocean ecosystem. They saw firsthand the impact of pollution and overfishing, and they knew that they had to do something to protect the ocean that had become their home. And so, they began to work with marine conservationists, helping to protect endangered species and clean up the ocean's waters. They used their floating house as a base for their conservation efforts, and they inspired others to join them in their mission to protect the ocean for future generations. As the years passed, the Smiths grew older, but their love for the ocean never waned. They continued to explore and discover, passing on their knowledge and passion to the next generation of adventurers. One day, as they sat on the deck of their floating house, watching the sunset over the ocean, they knew that they had lived a life full of adventure and purpose. They had made a difference in the world, and they knew that their legacy would live on in the hearts of those who follow in their footsteps. And as they sailed off into the sunset, the Smiths knew that their adventure was far from over. The ocean was vast and full of wonders, and they couldn't wait to continue their exploration of the underwater world for many years to come. As the Smiths looked back on their lives, they were filled with a deep sense of gratitude. They had lived a life full of adventure, exploration, and discovery, and they had made a difference in the world. They had shown that with courage, determination, and a sense of purpose, anything was possible. They had also learned valuable lessons along the way. They had learned to appreciate the beauty and wonder of the natural world, to respect its power and majesty, and to always be open to new experiences and adventures. But most importantly, they had learned the true meaning of family and friendship. They had forged bonds that would last a lifetime, and they knew that no matter where life took them, they would always have each other. As the years passed, the Smiths knew that their time beneath the waves was coming to an end. They had explored every corner of the underwater world, and they had accomplished everything they had set out to do. And so, they made the difficult decision to say goodbye to the ocean that had been their home for so many years. They packed up their belongings, closed the door of their floating house for the last time, and set sail for land. As they sailed away, the Smiths knew that they were leaving behind a part of themselves, but they also knew that they were taking with them a lifetime of memories and experiences that would stay with them forever. Back on land, the Smiths settled into a quiet life, but their love for the ocean never faded. They spent their days sharing stories of their adventures with anyone who would listen, inspiring others to explore and protect the natural world around them. And though they were no longer exploring the depths of the ocean, they knew that their legacy lived on. They had shown that with courage, determination, and a sense of purpose, anyone could make a difference in the world. And so, as they looked out at the vast expanse of the ocean, the Smiths knew that their adventure was far from over. The ocean was calling to them, and they knew that they would always be connected to it, no matter where life took them. As the Smiths settled into their new life on land, they found comfort in the familiar rhythms of life above the waves. They embraced the simple pleasures of gardening, cooking, and spending time with family and friends. But the ocean still called to them, and they knew that they would always carry a piece of it in their hearts. They continued to support marine conservation efforts, using their knowledge and experience to make a difference in the world. And then, one day, an opportunity arose that would change their lives once again. A group of young adventurers approached them, eager to follow in their footsteps and explore the underwater world. The Smiths saw themselves in these young adventurers, full of hope and excitement for the adventures that lay ahead. And so, they decided to pass on their knowledge and experience, mentoring the next generation of underwater explorers. As the young adventurers set out on their own journey beneath the waves, the Smiths watched with pride. They knew that the future of the ocean was in good hands, and they were grateful for the opportunity to pass on their legacy to the next generation. As they watched the young adventurers disappear beneath the waves, the Smiths knew that their own adventure was far from over. The ocean still held many mysteries, and they were eager to see what new wonders awaited them in the years to come. And so, hand in hand, the Smiths set out once again, ready to embrace whatever adventures life had in store for them. The ocean was vast and full of possibilities, and they knew that as long as they had each other, they could face whatever challenges came their way. As they sailed off into the sunset, the Smiths knew that their journey was far from over. The ocean was calling to them, and they were ready to answer its call, ready to continue their exploration of the underwater world for many years to come. Years passed, and the Smiths continued to live their lives to the fullest, surrounded by family and friends. They watched as their children grew up and started families of their own, passing on the love and respect for the ocean that had been instilled in them from a young age. And as they grew older, the Smiths found solace in the knowledge that they had lived a life rich in adventure and purpose. They had explored the depths of the ocean, protected its fragile ecosystems, and inspired others to do the same. One day, as they sat together on the beach, watching the sunset over the ocean, the Smiths knew that their time on this earth was drawing to a close. They were at peace, knowing that they had lived a life well lived, and that they had left a lasting legacy for future generations to enjoy. And as they took their final breaths, the Smiths knew that they were not truly saying goodbye. Their spirits would live on in the ocean that had been their home for so many years, forever a part of the vast and beautiful world that they had loved so dearly. As news of the Smiths' passing spread, people from all walks of life came together to honor their memory. They shared stories of the Smiths' adventures, their passion for the ocean, and the impact they had made on the world around them.
Well, what cool buildings my friends have made. I like them very much. And you? I hope so too. I should also show them how to make an underwater house building. Well, at the same time, I will continue the story. A memorial was held in their honor, attended by friends, family, and admirers from around the world. As the sun set over the ocean, casting a golden glow over the gathered crowd, there was a sense of peace and gratitude for having known the Smiths and for the legacy they had left behind. And as the waves gently lapped at the shore, a feeling of unity washed over the crowd. They knew that the Smith spirit lived on in the ocean that they had loved so dearly, and that their legacy would continue to inspire others to explore, protect, and cherish the natural world for generations to come. With the passing of the Smiths, an era had come to an end, but their legacy lived on, carried forward by those who had been touched by their lives and inspired by their adventures. And as the sun set over the ocean, casting a warm glow over the world below, the Smith story was not forgotten. It lived on in the hearts and minds of those who had known them, a testament to the power of love, courage, and the enduring beauty of the natural world. As the world mourned the loss of the Smiths, life continued to go on. The ocean remained as vast and mysterious as ever, and new adventures awaited those brave enough to explore its depths. The young adventurers who had been mentored by the Smiths continued to carry on their legacy, exploring new corners of the underwater world and working tirelessly to protect its fragile ecosystems. They knew that they were standing on the shoulders of giants, and they were determined to honor the Smiths' memory by continuing their work. And so, as the sun rose on a new day, the world remembered the Smiths not with sadness, but with gratitude. Gratitude for the lives they had lived, the adventures they had shared, and the legacy they had left behind. For the ocean was vast and full of wonders, and though the Smiths were no longer there to explore it, their spirit lived on in every wave, every creature, and every corner of the underwater world. And for that, the world would be forever grateful in the years that followed. The Smiths' legacy continued to inspire people around the world to explore and protect the ocean. Their story became legend, passed down from generation to generation as a reminder of the beauty and fragility of the natural world. The floating house that had been their home for so many years became a symbol of their spirit and determination. It was preserved as a museum, a place where people could come to learn about the Smiths' adventures and the importance of preserving the ocean for future generations. And as people visited the museum and heard the stories of the Smiths' adventures, they were inspired to take action. Marine conservation efforts were bolstered, and new discoveries were made that furthered our understanding of the ocean and its inhabitants.